Well, hello everybody out there on my Facebook page and on my YouTube page. I am Eliyahu Yisrael Bey, and I'm sharing with you some educational information concerning you being a taxpayer. This is the month of April. We're heading into, I think this is the 6th, and a lot of people are filing taxes this month. This will help educate you concerning your future endeavor with the IRS and taxation. And a lot of what I'm saying is based on my personal experience, what my journey has been in getting free. So, this is my second video, and the first one I dealt with the foundation of the basics of revocation of election, revoking your election when you elect to do something, and you all elected to be taxpayers, and you don't know you elected to do that, but you did. And I concluded my first one, and I want to say that if you go back and look at that first one, and I'm doing one half-hour segments because I want you to really take this information in. Title 26, which is the U.S., which is the IRS's United States Code, Section 6013, 6013, bracketed G and bracketed 6. And it's entitled there, only one election. You only get to elect to come into this private club, this taxpaying club, one time. If you come out, you cannot go back in and be a taxpayer. You can't return to taxation from the voluntary position of April the 15th. Although presently they're extending that beyond. I'm going to be reading from my particular affidavit that I filed with the commissioner of the IRS, and because my fonts are probably 9 pixel, so I have to make sure that I have plenty of light to read by. Okay, I want to set my clock for a half hour of teaching. Okay. So, this particular segment, the first part, my first video that I did, was based on the United States Supreme Court information that they gave you. And what was profound in that section was sovereignty itself is, of course, not subject to the law, for it is the author and the source of the law. Where does sovereignty originate from? Sovereignty originates, number one, from God, and you coming through your mother's womb. That's how you become a sovereign. And don't let any entity, any badge-wearing entity try to intimidate you into thinking that being a sovereignty is a terrorist. No. If that's a fact, then God is a terrorist, because God made you a sovereign when he created you, and when he sent you through your mother's womb, you became a sovereign. Now I'm going to look at some of what the IRS has to say. And this is totally the government's information and the regulations of the IRS. the Internal Revenue Service. Let it be known that the Internal Revenue Service, a federal bureau headquartered in Washington, D.C., headquartered there, but it originated and it was founded in Puerto Rico, and it was registered in Maryland. It is not government. It is a subdivision contracted by government. Has promulgated in Title 26 of the United States Code a statutory legal option for those who are non-resident alien individuals to implement the termination at their discretion for any voluntary federal income tax election. Election is what you do by your free will, and you did this as a teenager. It's your first job after you worked that job for the summer, and you filed your taxes for the following year. That was an election. You elected to do that. The election also became automatically applicable for all taxable years following. Once you elect to voluntarily pay taxes, it becomes automatically applicable for all taxable years because you said under the penalty of perjury. As stated at 26 U.S.C. 6013, bracketed G, bracketed S, duration of election. Okay? When you did that first filing, it was what you might think in terms of being perpetual. It was ongoing. You volunteered in, but you didn't know that the only way out was to volunteer out with an election or revoking that election. The non-resident alien individual, a non-resident alien. The word here, alien, is referring to you not being a part of the federal national government. You are an alien to Washington, D.C.'s territory, federal government. You are, as an American, you are in the Republic of the 50 states of the Union. You're an American citizen, not a federal citizen. The people who are federally obligated directly and specifically for paying taxes are really your elected officials and some of their federal employees. They are directly obligated to pay taxes. Okay? The statutory term non-resident alien individuals is defined at 26 U.S.C. paragraph 7701, bracketed B, bracketed 1, bracketed capital B, and is expressed in this statute in the following manner. The definition is available at Westlaw or Cornell Education. An individual is a non-resident alien to the federal government, not to the 50 states of the Union. You're an American. If such individual is neither a statutory citizen of the United States, meaning the District of Columbia, per 26 paragraph USC paragraph 7408, bracketed B or bracketed D, nor a resident, alien, or foreigner from another nation. of the United States, which is the District of Columbia. 26 USC, paragraph 7408, bracket D. So, an individual is a non-resident alien. Of such individual is neither a statutory citizen of the United States, of the District of Columbia. You have to understand what a non-resident alien is, and that they are actually not only the United States of America, which is the republic, linking all of the states, really they're countries. Each state is a country in and of itself. And the federal government coordinates interstate commerce. They were appointed to do that by the states. What is immediately noticeable is that the definition only tells the reader what a non-resident alien individual is not, rather than what it is. Such purposeful obfuscation, which means confusion, is virtually important to recognize. So here, some of the wording, it tells you what something is not, but it doesn't tell you what it is. Okay? The true meaning of the statutory term non-resident alien individual is none other than American nationals. You are a non-resident alien as an American. You are a non-resident to the federal government in Washington, D.C., which has an authority of a 10-mile radius. You are a non-resident to them, but you are an American of the republic of this 50 states / countries. And you have to understand that, otherwise you will be agreeing to something that you're not really clear on. Okay? The true meaning of the statutory term non-resident alien individuals is none other than American nationals who were born in one of the 50 states / countries of the Union, the constitutional republic. Okay? Understand there's a difference between the republic of the 50 states and Washington, D.C., which calls itself the United States. That's because it's the coordinator of the United States. This is amply illustrated in reading 26 CFR, Code of Federal Regulations, 1.871-1, bracketed B, bracketed 4, expiration to avoid tax. Expatriation to avoid tax. This regulation section reads as follows. For special rules applicable in determining the tax of a non-resident alien individual who has lost U.S. citizenship with a principal purpose of avoiding certain taxes. See section 877. In regard to expatriation, only American nationals, those who in one of the 50 states of the Union, can give up their constitutional U.S. citizenship status and become a former member of the constitutional republic. Therefore, the term non-resident alien individuals and American nationals are synonymous. When you get into reading this government linguistics, you're going to get an education on the word of art. The legislative intent of the 16th Amendment to the Constitution, written by former President of the United States, and the acronym is POTUS, William H. Taft, documents that Congress was only able to levy the federal income tax upon the national government itself. National government is federal, not the Republic of the 50 states. Therefore, American nationals who choose to work for the national government, federal, are the primary statutory taxpayers. You have made yourself a statutory taxpayer by volunteering in. That's called election. You elected to become a taxpayer with your finger by writing your name, signing it on that 1040. When I was a child, and my first job and filing taxes as a teenager, I noticed that there was a word on there at the very top of the 1040. It says voluntary, but nobody ever explained that. And that was really peculiar. You couldn't find anyone of all the people who were encouraging you to file your taxes. No one explained that word. Why does that word at the top say voluntary? As Arsenio Hall would say, nobody was able to explain that. Note, the use of the term American national is a non-statutory phrase created to eliminate confusion with the statutory term U.S. citizen, which is federal. And you notice on most applications everywhere, all around, you're asked several questions about your status, and one is, are you a U.S. citizen? That's federal. That's not republic. As referenced in various sections of Title 26. Title 26 is what the IRS operates on. It means those born in one of the 50 states of the Union, those born to parents of which at least one of them were born in the 50 states, or those naturalized into the constitutional republic. Okay. So this is what I want to share. I'm going to conclude this concerning the IRS, the Internal Revenue Service. The Internal Revenue Service, let me add, is the bookkeeping division. The IRS is the collection division. People use those two terms interchangeable, not realizing that there's a difference between the bookkeeping division, which is the Internal Revenue Service, and the IRS is the collection division of that department that works for the national government, collecting taxes. Okay? So I hope that you all got something out of this class session here. I actually have 13 minutes left, but I'm going to leave that there so you can have something to meditate on, something to think about, in this tax season as you look into coming toward the next year. And you can do some research on the things I said, play this video back, make notes, do some research, because I'm going to be concluding this over several more videos. So I wanted to break them up and not give you the whole thing for maybe an hour or more. Have these little by little and look at these. And as you view them, please like this video and please share it, because this is information that is very vital and that is pertinent to your life and to your current status as a voluntary taxpayer who has made an election to be a part of a private tax club. That's why something in your heart and your spirit is telling you something is wrong here. I shouldn't be paying taxes. We all pay, and I pay. I pay retail, and even as a Moor, I'm exempt from retail because I am an heir to this land here in West Mexum, Morocco, right here, before it became the United States, who we allowed to come on this land and do commerce. We didn't give this to them. We leased it to them. And now we find ourselves being occupied on our own land. But I'm sharing this with Americans in their dilemma that they find themselves in, so that they can operate with enlightenment and begin to consider making some adjustments, because it isn't until you see some light and have some curiosity about your enslavement, your incarceration, that you can begin to see some light at the end of the tunnel and begin to search out how you can become unincarcerated in the taxation situation where you have no representation. Thank you very much for listening, and I hope you will enjoy these videos. They will not all be about taxation. There will be various subjects in commerce concerning what I will be delivering to you. So, thank you very much.